Mini episode 1573 of the FDH Lounge is brought to you by Sportsology, delivering unconventional columns and webcasts about sports, TV, music, movies, and more. Follow them on the web at sportsology.com.
The FDH Lounge. You'll want to schedule your life around it.
A long time ago, on a gloomy, wet Cleveland spring night, two men stand alone amidst the late-night drizzle. Their voices echo across the vacant station parking lot as they debate the merits of the great American radio show that have been missing for far too long. On that night, an idea was born. That idea became the FDH Lounge. Welcome to the FDH Lounge.
Hello and welcome to FDH Lounge Mini episode 1573, the weekly FDH football preview show. I'm FDH Managing Partner Rick Morris here with our preview of the 2022-23 NFL Wildcard Round. After going 9-7, 2-1 on our Big Three, and 0-1 on our lock pick last week, we ended up at 115, 133-9, 24-26-1, and 10-8 at the end of the regular season. However, our win in the college football playoff championship game put us 25-15 on the year for NCAA football. On the main page at FantasyDraftHelp.com, we have our 2022-23 NFL end of regular season breakdown with playoff predictions, playoff fantasy recommendations, and our statistical index ranking teams in the following categories: our FDH Power Rankings, SRS, Margin of Victory, Strength of Schedule, OSRS, Offensive Yards Per Play, Offensive Third Down Conversion, DSRS, Defensive Yards Per Play, and Defensive Third Down Conversion. And then we put all of these rankings in a blender and created our own cumulative rankings from that. As we go along, we'll note the teams with less rankings in their favor in each matchup. First up on Saturday is Seattle at San Francisco, with the Niners favored by 9.5. The only statistical category where Seattle carries an advantage is strength of schedule. Honestly, with Geno Smith cooling off as the season has gone along and the Seahawk defense being a shell of what it was for the past decade, it's impossible to make a straight-up case for Seattle. With San Fran being second in the league in margin of victory, rookie QB or no rookie QB, they will cruise. San Francisco 31, Seattle 16. Next up, the Chargers are at Jacksonville and are very blatantly wrong team favorites, laying 2. LA's only advantages are strength of schedule, offensive third down conversion, and defensive third down conversion. Our composite statistical index is brutal to the Chargers, slotting them 21st in the league. Oh, and that advantage in strength of schedule, they're 29th, while the Jags are 31st. Big whoop. Granted, we're big Tony Khan marks around these parts, but that doesn't diminish our confidence that the big coming out party here is going to be for Trevor Lawrence, not Justin Herbert. Jacksonville 27, Los Angeles 17. On Sunday, the Dolphins visit Buffalo, getting 13. Miami's only advantage is in strength of schedule with a tie in offensive yards per play. This one's very simple. The Fish have no chance of keeping it close without Tua. Whether Buffalo's a team of destiny or not, they're destined to get through this one without much effort. Buffalo 41, Miami 9. Now we get to a couple of interesting games later on Sunday. First up, it's the Giants at Minnesota, getting 3 and only having an advantage in DSRS, defensive yards per play, and defensive third down conversion. This line's weird because even though the Vikings are the softest 13-4 team in pro sports history, does anyone really put any confidence in Daniel Jones, especially on the road? Then again, the Minnesota defense is ass, except for their uncanny improvement on third downs, similar to New York, oddly enough. At the end of the day, at least the Vikings are capable of great explosiveness, and that will carry the day here. Minnesota 34, New York 23. On Sunday night, the Ravens are at the Natty, getting 8.5. Baltimore has advantages in strength of schedule, DSRS, defensive yards per play, and defensive third down conversion, and are tied in offensive yards per play. Let's keep it simple. Lamar Jackson may play, but his wheels won't be right even if he does, and against the Bengal defense that's better than it was a year ago, Baltimore doesn't have a chance. Cincinnati 26, Baltimore 10. On Monday night, it's Dallas at Tampa, with the home dogs getting a mere 2.5. Tampa leads in strength of schedule and defensive third down conversion, with a tie in defensive yards per play. Look, Tom Brady versus Dak Prescott should be a mismatch in the playoffs, but all things are not equal here, to say the least. A Brady-led offense that finished 25th in OSRS kind of says it all, along with the fact that the team relied more on the defensive side of the ball, but even there, they're not better than the Cowboys. The last dance in Tampa Bay is not going to be pretty. Dallas 34, Tampa 20. Thank you for joining us for this mini episode of the FDH Lounge.